In this training video, we're going to show you how to set up an aggregated print, pulling together the results of a series of competitions to create one single result. For this occasion, because we needed to use a live system, one with plenty of competitions which have been completed, we are thankful to Rishton Golf Club in East Lancashire for allowing us to use their system for the purpose of this training video, so thank you to them. So from your ClubV1 home screen, and this is, as I say, Rishton Golf Club's home screen, we head to Reports at the top and click on Golf. And from there you can see the reports for golf, and the first one that we can see in the top left corner is Aggregate Print, and by clicking on Aggregate Print it brings up this window of all the different competitions that have been played and registered and completed through the ClubV1 system. And so for this, we're going to go through these competitions and select the competitions that we want to use to pull together that aggregated print. Now, there could be a few different reasons you'd want to do this. That might be over a period of time, which I'm going to show you for Rishton's Captains Qualifiers, or it might be that you've got a 36-hole competition, for example, over a couple of days, and you need to pull those 2 days together to show one result. Okay, so for Rishton's purposes and for their Captain Qualifier, we're going to go through each of those, pick out all the Captains Qualifiers from this list of competitions, and then proceed through. Now, because they are already using the system, and we can see here that Captains Qualifier is set as one of the aggregate prints to contribute towards an aggregate print. If I click on that again, it just gets rid of it. So we're going to click on that again, and we're just going to scroll through just to make sure that all of the other Captains Qualifiers have been pre-selected, which I can see that they have. Let's just find the final one. There we go. So the Captains First is there, and 5 competitions selected up until the 15th of July when the 5th Captains Qualifier was. In the case of Rishton, they have 6 qualifiers in total, but obviously only 5 have been played up to now. And what they do is they have 3 scores to count. Your best 3 scores count towards your Captains Qualifier, and the top 64 go through to Captains Weekend. So that suggests that at the bottom here we need to add 3 scores, which is already been selected. If it was 2, simply put 2 in there, but it's going to be 3 scores to count. Okay, the next part is to give this competition a name, and this is what would show up on the score sheet at the top. So let's give that a name. I'm going to call that 2023 Captains Qualifiers. We're not on this occasion going to publish this to How Did I Do. Obviously, Rishton have been very courteous in allowing us to use their system. I don't want to be publishing this to How Did I Do without their permission. Applying order of merit points, Rishton have got this set to no. You could apply order of merit points if you want, but in order to do so you would need to have some order of merit set up. There is another training video for that, so for this we're going to click no. It is a net result, but you can obviously pick gross if you want, but on this occasion it's net, and the scoring type is stroke play. You've obviously got the options of Stableford or par bogey. Pressing continue brings you through to the format and the rules of this print, and there's some quite important parts on here which will determine the outcome of the results. So the first one being, are you using the first round playing handicap? Quite often in 36-hole competitions that might be the case. You might have it that you play the entire 36 holes from your first round handicap, but obviously at the closure of the first round, handicaps do update as a result. So on this occasion I'm going to say no, we're just going to have the handicap that was the case on the day for each competition to create your net score. Are we going to include rounds with an NR? We're going to say no to that, and we're also going to say no to disqualified rounds. Do we want to show the best and the worst rounds? Entirely your choice. On this occasion we're going to select no. And for the purpose of a count back, if that should be necessary, you have the option between the best and the last round. We'll just keep that as the best round. And through to the final stage before we produce the results, you can create a number of divisions if you so wish. For example, if you wanted to create 2 divisions, you simply put a limit in for each one, and it will generate 2 sets of results based on 2 different divisions. But we are not going to need to do that, so let's just change that back to 54. We've got everything set, and so we will continue, and from that it will generate for us a neat result sheet, which could be posted up on the notice boards or emailed out to members. As you can see here, it's got a really neat little header which explains the title of the competition and the fact it's an aggregate score sheet, and it also gives you a little bit of detail, important detail, that this is the best 3 net scores from 5 rounds as of the 26th of the 7th, i.e. this current date. So it's really good, tells members it's the bang up to date information, and so they can understand where they are and whether they need in the final round of the captain's qualifier to shoot a decent score to get into those top 64.